Assalamu alaikum and a pleasant day to each and everyone. I am Rehana Datumanong Bashir, one of the member of the Group 4, and this is the continuation of our report, which is all about the Chapter 4, the strengths and weaknesses of the Filipino character, a social-cultural issue. Okay, so after my group mates discussed the Filipino character, strengths, and weaknesses, let us now jump to the values of education in school here in the Philippines. Okay, so but before that, let us first have an overview, or let us discuss first the vision and the core values of Department of Education. Okay, so as we all know, the vision of Department of Education is this one. Okay, we dream of Filipinos who passionately love their country and whose values and competences enable them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building the nation. Okay, so what does this stupid vision mean? Okay, so isa-isahin natin i-discuss ang ibig sabihin ng vision ng Department of Education. Okay, so we dream of Filipinos who passionately love their country. So ibig sabihin, itong vision ng Department of Education is more than just the end goal of a plan. Ito yung dream natin, ito yung pinapangarap natin, ito yung pinagpa-pray natin. So, ito yung pinagpa-pray natin, ito yung we are strongly hoping for, and ito yung pinagtatrabahuhan talaga ng mga Department of Education or ng mga teachers. Okay, so by envisioning is nasisimulan natin or na i-fulfill yung mga mandate natin, yung mga duties and responsibilities ng isang teacher at the same time ng mga learners para gawin ang kanilang mga duty as a Filipino or as a citizen of our country. Okay, so the Department of Education is gusto nilang i-develop tayong mga learners who are the true citizens and patriots who have a strong desire to serve their country and work for its betterment. Okay, so and whose values and competences enable them to realize their full potential. Okay, so we can do two things, and that is to inculcate the values. What do you mean by inculcate? When we say inculcate, ito yung pag-aaral natin sa values natin ng paulit-ulit, okay? Para hindi natin siya makalimutan, para hindi natin siya para patuloy natin siyang ipina-practice. Okay, so, and also to develop the necessary competences and desirable to ensure a lifelong learning. So, ito yung mga bagay na kaya natin gawin para ma-realize natin. Ito yung dapat natin gawin para ma-realize natin yung ating full potential. Okay. So, and contribute meaningfully to building the nation. Itong Department of Education is a learner-centered institution siya. So, gusto nilang malaman natin how to improve ourselves as a learner and to realize our dreams para ma-realize natin yung mga pangarap natin sa ating mga buhay, while keeping to our mind and to our heart our love for our country, at the same time our care for our fellow men. Okay? Department of Education doesn't want us to make our dream for our selfish gain only. Kumbaga hindi nila gusto na magkaroon tayo ng pangarap na pansarili lamang. Like for example, if like yung learners want to become a teacher because para in the future is meron siyang pangbuhay sa sarili or para dahil yun sa pangarap na mismo. So without considering yung kanyang bansa at saka yung mga kanyang mga kapwa tao. So yung Department of Education doesn't want that, because instead they want us to make our dreams with considering yung mga ating bansa, yung ating mga kapwa-tao. Like for example, tayong mga sa Pilipinas, according sa statistic is isa tayo sa mga bababang mga, kumbaga, yung mga learners natin dito is sa mga slow learner. Kumbaga, belong tayo sa mga slow learner. So, may karamihan sa mga elementarya or high school is hindi nakakabasa ng mabuti. So, nangangailangan yung bansa natin ng isang solusyon para dito, no? Kasi nanganganib tayo. So, as a citizen of our country is, kailangan is tumulong tayo sa ating country. Okay, so because of based on this statistic is isa tayo sa mga slow learners. So as a citizen, kailangan kong tumulong para masulbahan yung problema na yun. So yun yung gusto ng DepEd. Hindi nila gusto na magkaroon tayo ng pangarap na pansarili lamang. Okay? So yun po. So yun yung vision ng Department of Education. So parang nakafocus lang siya sa mga learner or sa mga Filipino na who passionately love their country and who are willing to contribute to building a nation for every Filipino deserves. Okay, so that is the vision of the Department of Education. So now let us proceed to the 4 core values of Department of Education. Okay, so I assume that we are all familiar with these 4 core values of Department of Education because since we are in elementary is lagi na tong itinuturo sa atin ng mga elementary teachers natin. Okay, so ito yung mga 4 na maka. So, pwede bang sabayan nyo kung enumerate ang 4 core values ng Department of Education? Okay, ang 4 core values ng Department of Education are the makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan, at makabansa. So, in adopting this as our 4 core values, what does it mean to be makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan, makabansa in the context of Department of Education? Okay, so aside from the DepEd vision and mission, the core values are also essential. They serve as a guide in doing the teaching and learning process. Yung core values is itinuturo sa atin kung paano maging makadiyos, kung paano maging makatao, makakalikasan at makabansa. So, itong core values is built on the vision that education serve as a keystone on improving society and building future for all. So, yun po yung sinasabing core values of education. But now, what do we mean by makadiyos? Okay, so usually when we say makadiyos, pag makakita lang tayo ng tao nagpo-pray, nagfa-fast, sinasabi na natin isa siyang makadiyos. Yun ay isa pa Muslim. No. Kapag sinabi natin makadiyos, oo, pasok na doon yung pasok na doon yung pagpo-practice mo ng mga spiritual activities. Pero kapag sinabi natin makadiyos, kasali na dyan dapat yung pagiging respectful mo into the spiritual beliefs of the other people. Like for example, Muslim ka, so nirerespeto mo yung mga religion ng ibang tao. So yun yung sinasabi nating makadiyos. And aside from that, you should also respect the sacred places, like for example, yung mga mosque, yung mga simbahan, at the same time yung mga holy books like Quran at saka yung mga Bible ng mga Christian. So kapag sinabi natin makadiyos, you are practicing all of that. Okay? So kailangan natin iburahin sa isip natin na kapag nagpo-pray ng 5 times a day yung isang tao is makadiyos na. Okay? So we have to change that mindset. Okay, kapag sinabi naman nating makatao, ito yung when you are showing respect to the other people. Like for example, you are communicating to them in you are communicating with them respectfully, nagsasabi ka ng po at opo sa mga matatanda, you are taking good care of the borrowed things, you are showing good manners, especially sa mga matatanda, and when you are respecting diverse views. So, yun po yung sinasabi nating makatao. So now, what do we mean by makakalikasan? Okay, so ito yung usually na alam natin. Ito yung pagiging love mo for the nature. When you are caring for the environment and utilizes the resources wisely, kapag hindi ginagamit yung tubig or yung ilaw is pinapatay, so yun po yung pagiging makakalikasan. Okay, so now what do we mean by makabansa? Okay, kapag sinabi natin makabansa, it demonstrates pride in being a Filipino. Ito yung in-exercise mo yung mga rights and responsibilities mo as a citizen of our country. So, yun po yung makabansa. Okay, so yan po yung the 4 core values of Department of Education. So ito yung nagsiserve as a keystone para ma-improve natin yung society natin at para ma-build natin yung magandang kinabukasan para sa lahat. Okay. So now, what is the relation of this vision and core values of Department of Education in the Filipino characters? So, okay, so itong report ni Senator Shahani was given in 1988, diba? Sabi ng mga ka-groupmate ko, diba? So, although kahit na napaka-old na niya, kahit na napaka-tagal na niyang report, we can say na yung findings ng report niya may still be true today. Ano? So, itong mga values of education at saka core values of Department of Education at saka itong vision ng Department of Education is this can be an uphill battle for Philippine schools because kumbaga may hirapan yung Department of Education na ma-achieve itong core values at saka vision ng Department of Education, knowing na yung mga weaknesses natin mga Filipino. Like for example, how can we achieve our vision if we have a lack of discipline and we are also passive, diba? So, paano tayo makakatulong sa ating bansa if ganun tayo? So, napakadaming mga weaknesses ng mga Filipino. Maraming mga weaknesses yung mga character nating mga Filipino. Kaya nahihirapan tayo ma-achieve yung itong mga vision at saka ng ating education sa ating bansa. So, dinescribe dito ni Shahanis sa kanyang report na yung Philippine schools is kailangan nilang intensify yung values education in the curriculum. So, in response sa report ni Ms. Shahani sa kanyang report, yung values education ngayon is naging edukasyon sa pagpapakatao ngayong K-12 curriculum, no? So, naging isa na siyang separate subject in the basic education curriculum under the values education framework program of Dr. Lourdes Quisimpeng. Then, sumunod naman yung Department of Education, Culture and Sports Secretary noong 1988 hanggang 1990. So, 2 taon yun, no? Naging separate subject siya para mas maging focus tayo, para ma-inculcate natin yung mga values natin mga Pilipino, para matutunan natin ng mas ma-intensify natin yung values education. Okay, so ang values education framework is na-conceptualize yan noong 1987. So matagal na, so umabot pa siya ng mga years para ma-conceptualize siya, para mapagplanuhan, para mapag-aralan ng mabuti paano siya maging effective. So in 2002, the basic education curriculum integrated values and the major learning areas or subject from elementary to high school. Nung nagsimula ang kitutug curriculum noong 2013, ang values education is tinawag ng edukasyon sa pagpapakatao o kilala sa tawag na ESP para sa grade 1 hanggang grade 10. So para naman sa senior high school, grade 11 to grade 12, wala silang subject na values of education or education sa pagpapakatao. Pero merong mga core values na related doon. Ito ay ang introduction to the philosophy of the human person at saka personal development. So yun yung mga core values. Lahat ng mga strands sa senior high school is merong mga subject na ganun. So yun yung makakatulong sa mga bata, mga learners na para sa pag-abot sa mga vision at saka mga mission or core values ng Department of Education. So yun yung about sa values education in school. So this can help in kumbaga according sa report ni Ms. Shahani is makakatulong ito para makakatulong ang pagkakaroon ng education sa pagpapakatao na subject para ma-solve or para maano yung goal natin, which is to have a contribution or to have to contribute meaningfully to building the nation. So that will be all. Thank you.